Hey folks, Reverend Jordan here, coming to you from the gazebo outside West Glenville Reformed Church with this week's sermon preview for you. We're here on a chilly Thursday morning. It's there's that fall chill is deep in the air this morning. I woke up to realizing all the heat had kicked on in my home, and oh boy, it's that season again already. It seems like it's going so quickly. And then to imagine in just a few short weeks, we're in the season of Advent. Oh my goodness, the year has gone by so quickly. I hope you're able to stay warm, and look forward to being with you here for worship on Sunday for a nice warm worship service. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a couple of announcements, and then we'll share with you this week's sermon preview. So, first bit of news is we are in our stewardship campaign for this season as we look forward to preparing next year's church budget. So we've been having some themes in worship around stewardship and giving and things like that, and we'll be continuing that this week. And next week, and then on November the 14th, we'll be inviting Mike Sikosho to come and offer a message for us on our Consecration Sunday. Mike Sikosho is the executive director of the Schenectady City Mission, and he's been our traditional go-to person for speaking to us on Consecration Day. Because he has such a deep understanding of what it means to give of one's gifts to the ministry of the Lord. So we always love having him come and share with us. So that's November 14th. You can plan on that. That's the day that we'll receive pledges for next year so that our finance team can begin putting together the church budget. So that's an exciting bit of news. In between then, on November the 7th, we'll be celebrating All Saints Day. I know All Saints Day is November the 1st, but since that's a Monday, we're going to celebrate All Saints Day on November the 7th. So we'll be holding a special worship service that day. As we gather for Sunday morning worship, there will be a special ceremony that we'll have during the service to acknowledge all those good saints that have gone on before us. We can take a moment to remember some of those wonderful folks that have shaped our lives and our ministry here. So that's November the 7th. Then on November the 21st, are you getting all this? You might as well get your note cards out. But on November the 21st, we'll be having our next community meal. So we don't have a menu yet, but Steve Camino and myself are going to work on getting that together. So you can come and enjoy a meal following worship on Sunday the 21st of November. So those are just some of the announcements that I have to share with you. Then after that, it's the beginning of Advent, and we're right into the Advent season leading up to Christmas. We'll have more details about our Christmas Eve services coming up. We're hoping to get back to having the 2 services that we've done in the past, but there will be more information coming on that in the next days. So this week we continue our second week of the Stewardship Campaign, and the theme for this week is a dwelling place for God. And we're going to hear the story of Solomon building and then dedicating the temple to the Lord. This is the temple in Jerusalem, this big, beautiful, perfectly constructed house for God, with this place in the middle of it called the Holy of Holies, where the Ark of the Covenant would dwell. And only the particular high priests could go in there certain days of the year and conduct their special ceremonies. It was this beautiful place that held this image, or this symbol of the presence of God. That's the story that we'll hear. Well, as we think about what it means to consider the topic of stewardship, the topic of tithing or giving to the church, the topic of how do we give of our gifts to the church? We'll focus in on the theme of the work of making a dwelling place for God. However, the difference is something that we'll note here. For the people of ancient Israel, the understanding was that they had this physical object that for them represented the presence of the Lord. The Ark of the Covenant was this amazingly powerful thing that did stuff and things all around them, proving to them the power of God. Well, our understanding through Jesus Christ and his ministry and the early church and all of the great apostles and everything that flowed from that is that the Holy Spirit is the one that is present with all of us, that gives us this power of understanding God's presence in our lives. And so the neat part is, kind of unlike our friends in ancient Israel, the neat part is that we view ourselves, our community, as the dwelling place for God. Now, we have this church building, and we're very fortunate to have a building that's in such good order, that is a beautiful sanctuary, that is welcoming and warm, and a home for all of us to experience each other's presence and the presence of the Lord. But that old saying, right? The church isn't a building. The church isn't a steeple. The church is made up of people, right? That's what the church is. And that is truly where the presence of the Lord dwells within and around and among us as we gather for worship, as we gather for mission and ministry, as we gather to proclaim the good news, not only for ourselves, but for those all around us. That's what we proclaim. And so as we consider, Solomon and all the work and all the effort and all the resources that went into making this big, beautiful temple to store this symbol of the presence of God, so we too can think about the resources and gifts that we might bring to continue to make this community a dwelling place for God. So that's what we'll look at this Sunday, and I have a couple more thoughts, but I'm going to save them. So come on Sunday, be here. That's what a church is, a people that gathers. So be here Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here at the church. If you can't be with us because you're out of the geographical region, or you can't be with us because you otherwise can't get out into public, then you can join us right here on this YouTube channel. But if you're at all otherwise able, we'll be right here waiting for your presence here in the presence of the Lord when we gather for worship on Sunday morning. Sunday, 10 a.m., we'll see you there. You can head over to our website or this YouTube channel to find other information that you might need. We'll look forward to worshiping with you. Have a blessed Thursday.